This is Al Teague, another world record holder, this time on land. He's the king of piston-driven cars. For the last 20 years, Al has spent all his spare time working on his car in this garage in Los Angeles. His job as a construction worker finances his expensive hobby. It costs him over $15,000 every year. Whenever he gets the chance, Al heads off to the wide open spaces to see how fast his car will go. His Spirit of 76 is 28 feet long. Its streamlined fiberglass body is shaped like a bullet. It has a supercharged V8 engine of 1,600 horsepower, burning 2 gallons of fuel every mile. Today, Al Teague is going to Lake Bonneville in Utah. Lake is the spiritual home of men and women obsessed with speed. It is a desolate and unforgiving place, but this desert of salt measures some 54 square miles and is completely flat, perfect for setting speed records on wheels. People risk their lives here every year, driving their vehicles as fast as they dare across this vast white expanse of salt. There are no money prizes and no medals. Their motivation is simply to add their names to an elite group of record breakers.
Doing something just a little bit better in your class than somebody else did.
There is a wide variety of vehicles here, and many different categories of record.
This is what we call a roadster with a hard top.
These people have one thing in common, an insatiable need to go faster than ever before.
Must be a form of insanity.
It's just a challenge to try to cope, much less succeed.
We're here for fun and speed.
For Al Teague, Bonneville is like nowhere else on Earth. It was here in 1991, 15 years after he first built his car, that he finally achieved his dream, to break the piston-driven speed record. He smashed a record that had stood for 26 years. He beat it by just a fraction of a second, at 409.986 miles per hour.
When you go past the mile markers, when you start to sight on another one a mile away, and in 8 seconds you're to it, you know you're moving. It's 2 football fields every second.
On the second run, his speed peaked at 432 miles per hour.
And you can't describe it. The adrenaline's going and everything just tends to slow down. How do you describe the taste of chocolate?
Al is one of 4 living members of the elite 400-mile-an-hour club. This year, he's back at Bonneville to try and beat his own record.
Records are made to be broken. That's why we're here. We just love it. We're all working people, and we take a week off and come out here and just really enjoy ourselves.
To break a record, a car has to make 2 runs in opposite directions. The speed is the average over a measured mile in the middle of the course.
Your next vehicle is going to be 756.
Al Teague is next in line.
Okay. All human beings have a challenge, whether it's raising kids, which is a far greater challenge, or anything, or just climbing mountains. There's always a challenge in life, and once you don't have a challenge, you're really not living.
For Al, the challenge begins when he squeezes himself into the tiny cockpit.
I have claustrophobia, and I feel very tight in the car, and it's hard, but once the bumper or the push truck hits the car, and you start off, you could be in a cathedral and you wouldn't know it because you're so busy. You work on it, you put it all together, and if everything's right, it should be safe. But there's always the inevitable or the unforeseen, and you never know. Kind of like riding a horse. Sometimes you're just a passenger, or sometimes you're with the horse. You know, so it's a good feeling.
But this time, it's not Al's day. His engine catches fire and his run ends in disaster. Al triggers the fire extinguishers and escapes unharmed, but his car is completely ruined.
Fortunately, I didn't get any smoke in the cockpit or anything, and it burned the car up pretty good, but we can fix it. We'll just regroup, and maybe, if the Lord's willing, we'll come back next year.
Qualified of the one of the
77, that's the spirit. Let's go for it.
Perhaps the most bizarre category of speed freak are the drivers of these mean machines. Matt Marsack is hoping to beat the modified diesel truck record in his creation joint venture.
It's 10 tons, powered by 4,000 horsepower, and it's red. We've lowered it. There's nothing in it. We've taken every bit of weight out of it that we can, and we power it by the biggest engine we can fit in.
They win, Ben.
I don't know why we come out here every year. I'm filthy at the end of the day, hot, stinky, but it's, right now it's just nerves.
Good. Morning to you. Be gentle. Oh, man, come on.
This is the worst part. Once I hit the accelerator pedal, though, it's all behind me and it's just go.
But Matt has an agonizing wait. 4 miles down the course, the last vehicle to run broke its windscreen. Every individual piece of glass has to be carefully picked up by hand.
Yeah. I'm trying to get cramped, you know. This is the absolute worst. Now you wait. You got it. Ready. We're ready.
Concentrating more on the road. I don't really notice the truck shaking. I don't feel it. I'm feeling for acceleration and keeping the truck in a straight line. I'm done in about 90 seconds. It's like riding a roller coaster. It scares you to death, but when you get done, you want to get right back in the line.
New record.
Matt hit 221 miles per hour.
It's a lot of fun. Once it's in your blood, you love it, and you come back every year to do it again, and you just want to go faster and faster.